Evan and Sarah had shared 7 years of marriage, their life unfolding in a tranquil suburb of Raleigh, centered entirely around their 5-year-old daughter Ellie. Evan, absorbed in his career as a software developer, and Sarah, navigating the high-pressure world of marketing consulting, had once thrived on each other's company. Over time, however, the demands of work, long nights, and the quiet accumulation of unspoken frustrations had dulled the spark that once defined them. The laughter, the late-night talks, the small gestures of care, they had all but vanished. One Friday evening, Sarah told Evan she would be late because of a client dinner. Evan, who had grown wary after weeks of her cryptic behavior and unexplained absences, felt a cold knot of suspicion. Unable to quell it, he checked her phone's location, and was stunned to see her registered at a downtown hotel. When she finally slipped into bed at 2 a.m., the smell of alcohol clinging to her clothes, the truth slammed into him. She had been unfaithful. But instead of confronting her immediately, he lay silently beside her, letting the weight of her betrayal sink in. Her presence felt like a mockery, a living reminder of broken trust. Every hidden text, every feigned work excuse, now formed a clear, damning picture. Morning arrived, and Sarah moved through the house as if nothing were wrong, kissing Ellie goodbye with practiced warmth. Evan's silence was heavy, deliberate. He resolved to take a course of action that would expose her betrayal, without shattering their daughter's world. He wasn't thinking of confrontation or revenge through anger. His plan was far more calculated and subtle. Delving into their shared cloud account, Evan discovered deleted photos from Sarah's phone, including a telling selfie of her with her co-worker Derek at the hotel bar. Intimate enough to erase any doubt of an affair. Anger hardened into determination. He reached out to a lawyer friend to discuss separation and custody arrangements, ensuring Ellie's safety and stability. Evan's plan hinged not on chaos but precision. Sarah's company was hosting a team-building brunch, and he had been invited as a spouse. He saw his opportunity to make an impact in a setting where her reputation mattered most. He prepared an anonymous note to send to her boss and to Derek's wife, attaching the incriminating hotel photo, and simply asking about her client meetings that night. When the brunch commenced, Sarah moved through the room, smiling, unaware of the storm about to strike. As the event wound down, her phone buzzed, and panic flashed across her face. Her boss, now aware of the truth, pulled her aside. Derek avoided her eyes, while his wife's glare carried a silent accusation. Evan stood in the background, feigning ignorance as his carefully crafted surprise hit its mark, quietly dismantling Sarah's professional image. Returning home, Sarah confronted him, fury and fear mingling in her eyes. "Did you do this?" she demanded, tears streaming. Evan revealed the photo, his voice calm but edged with steel. "You came into our bed after him." Sarah confessed to a brief affair with Derek, insisting it was a mistake born of loneliness and feeling unseen in their marriage. She begged for forgiveness, swearing it was over, but Evan's trust had been irrevocably shattered. He told her to leave, needing space to safeguard Ellie, and Sarah moved to her sisters, left with her career and reputation in tatters. Evan focused entirely on Ellie, maintaining her routines, school drop-offs, and bedtime stories. Sarah severed ties with Derek and sought therapy, trying to understand her choices. Letters of apology reached Evan, filled with promises of change. Yet he could not bring himself to respond. The memory of her in their bed after another man was too raw, a wound that refused closure. His precise surprise had succeeded. Sarah's colleagues whispered about the marriage strain, sensing the emptiness that had taken its toll. Ellie's questions about her mother's absence cut deep, and Evan answered only in gentle vagueness, shielding her from the full extent of the betrayal. Counseling was attempted for Ellie's well-being, but Evan's heart remained guarded. He acknowledged his own failings, the long hours coding, the emotional distance, but Sarah's choices were unforgivable. They separated, co-parenting with care. Evan immersed himself in fatherhood and work, finding strength in his daughter's resilience, while Sarah worked to rebuild her life, learning from the consequences of her actions. Months later, at Ellie's dance recital, Evan and Sarah sat apart, clapping for their daughter as she twirled across the stage. The brunch email lingered as a quiet wound, its impact reshaping their lives. Evan's calculated surprise had been devastatingly effective, Yet it came at the cost of their marriage. He cautiously opened his heart to the possibility of new relationships, while Sarah concentrated on self-improvement and repairing her career. Ellie remained their shared priority, a bridge between two fractured lives. At home, Evan hung Ellie's drawings on the wall, a bittersweet reminder of both loss and love. Sarah's betrayal had broken him, yet his measured response reclaimed his dignity. Their marriage had ended, but Evan discovered a sense of peace in the path he now walked alongside his daughter. Watching her sleep, he felt the weight of their past and the resolve for his future. The night she had crept into their bed with another man had closed one chapter, but Evan had begun writing his own, one defined by resilience, care, and the enduring bond with Ellie.